The impact of the guilty verdicts in the George Floyd case continue just to affect people across the world, across the country. Other incidents of police violence are coming to the forefront as well. I feel like every day this week I've talked about a new police shooting. The latest, the family of Ma'Khia Bryant, a 16-year-old girl shot and killed on Tuesday by police in Columbus, Ohio, is appealing for justice after police released body cam footage of the incident. In Elizabeth City, North Carolina, a man named Andrew Brown Jr. was killed on Wednesday after an encounter with police in which shots were fired. The deputies involved are on administrative leave during an investigation as the Justice Department actually begins its probe into the practices of police in Minneapolis, where George Floyd was killed. It's expected to revisit high-profile cases of past years as well, including those of Philando Castile, who was killed by police back in 2016. So, a lot of work yet to do, as we talked about with Ben Crump yesterday. Let's take it to D.C. I got to represent D.C., Maryland, and VA. Washington, D.C. is one step closer to becoming the 51st state. Oh, yes. I'm going to let y'all know now.
Oh, yeah.
If everything goes through, I might have to go see my grandma and my family. We will be turning up over there in Northwest D.C.
Let me tell you something,
Angie. Drinks on you.
You already know.
If this happens, the United States should change their name to 51 Savage because it just sounds like, like strength in numbers. Like, there's 51 of them. It sounds like, we're a larger force than we truly are. And, there needs to be more changes made.
Yeah, so currently we have a representative. Her name is Eleanor Holmes Norton, but she doesn't get to actually vote. Like, her vote doesn't count. And so, one of the big issues in D.C. is on the license plate tax, you'll see representation or taxation without representation. And so it's really about getting a vote, but also being able to control your budget and what you do with your programs. Right now, the federal government runs all of that. So the House approved a bill, sending it to the Senate. So this same thing actually happened last June, but it didn't go anywhere. And that was because, you had a different group in the Senate. Well, President Biden supports giving 700,000 residents full representation in Congress. So it has a better chance. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes and see what happens. And I might have to bring some of my council folks up here to kind of talk a little bit more about why that's important to D.C. and what it means. Because some people are also confused. Like, okay, well, do we even need to be a state? Like, some people are like, what does this mean? Are they going to get rid of all the programs? Because D.C. has a lot of federal funding and a lot of programming. So, we'll have to make some clarifications on some of that. Meanwhile, though, CDC advisors are meeting again today to decide if Johnson & Johnson's COVID vaccine can continue. They first gathered last Friday, but kept the pause in place. They needed more time to review it, review if 8 cases of rare blood clots are linked to the vaccine. Now, after 22 years on top, y'all, guess what? Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport is no longer the busiest airport in the world.
Really?
It got bumped, man, in number 2 now, which is interesting because I go through Atlanta's airport all the time, and I just think it's so well run. It's huge, but it's like, well, I never feel like it's a lot of people, but I never feel like I can't get things done.
I feel like for people coming for the first time, it looks busy, but once you realize, the train is here to help you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's
everything
easy.
is like super duper easy, man. It's the
Until
best
the
one.
train is shut down and you have to walk.
Well,
I like to walk.
That happened, but it has happened
to me
before.
one day.
the train is cool until they take off and you ain't got nowhere to hold on to, and you start rolling down the back of the train.
Well, that's for the slow, okay? Hold on.
Hey, we all don't have Brooklyn needs, L'Oreal.
Well,
Sorry.
We're going to send a congratulations to the Guangzhou Baiyun International Airport in China. According to information released, they now are the busiest international airport in the world. So yeah, Atlanta is still at the top, though, when it comes to the travel industry. Anyway, I'm Angie Ange. That's your trending topics. You can follow me at GoAngie, all one word on the gram, at Morning Hustle Show.
We are the Morning Hustle.